In many circles today, the emphasis is on the I of your life. I have rights. I know what's best for me. I want to be heard. Occasionally, someone comes along and talks about the need to de-emphasize the I in our lives. It is important to learn to live for others and not just for us. In sports, we say, there is no I in team. It is spelled T-E-A-M. No I's, no big egos. All of that is good because it keeps us from thinking we are the center of all that is happening. It reminds us that it is not all up to or for us. Jesus, our greatest example of how to live, taught us the importance of self-sacrifice and selfless living. In the next couple of moments, let me challenge you to think of 3 I's that you can and should magnify in your life. The first I is improvement. Each of us should learn some lessons as we live through each day. Ask yourself at the close of this day, what did I learn today? The lessons of one day are to be the success makers of the next day. Maybe you learned how to approach a client more effectively. Perhaps you learned how to leave a sale closed when you had it made. Maybe you learned how to be more patient with someone. What did you learn from today? Every good football player has had to learn that you have to wrap up a tackle on a runner or he'll break free and score. You need to learn that same lesson in the game of life. It is not about perfection. It's all about improvement. Paul said to a young minister, Timothy, in 1 Timothy 4:15, put these abilities to work, throw yourself into your tasks, so that everyone may notice your improvement and progress. Some of us don't like the training requirements we undergo each day. We're like the young football players I have observed when visiting my grandson's practice sessions. They don't like to run gassers or do push-ups. But when game time comes, they are really glad they did. Life's lessons come at a cost, but we need to learn them. If you are learning your daily life lessons, you're improving. The second I is inspiration. Inspiration never arrives when you're searching for it. It is something that comes from within. It is a result of your relationship with God. He has a purpose for you, and He inspires you to accomplish that purpose. Your boss cannot inspire you. He or she may challenge you, but inspiration is something you can't be coached to have. It is a thing of the heart. I have heard that fun helps remove the barriers to discovering inspiration from within us. So have a little fun while you play your game of life today, and look to the God who made you to inspire you from His presence that is within you. Inspiration keeps you keeping on. Paul said to the Thessalonians in 1 Thessalonians 1:3, we continually remember before our God and Father your work produced by faith, your labor prompted by love, and your endurance inspired by hope in our Lord Jesus Christ. Keep your hope fixed on the one who inspires you. The third I is incentive. Why do you want to do your best today? Is it to impress family, fellow professionals, friends, peers? Your incentive will fail you if it is all about pleasing others. I have said often, you cannot please all of the people all of the time, nor can you please some of the people some of the time. The only one you need to please is God. You please Him by living out of faith. The writer in Hebrews said in Hebrews 11:6, it's impossible to please God apart from faith. And why? Because anyone who wants to approach God must believe both that He exists and that He cares enough to respond to those who seek Him. About scoring in football, a famous football coach said, act like you expect to get into the end zone. No football player scores without expecting to. No person will score in his or her life work without expecting to. That is what we call faith. It is believing you can, you will, by God's help. If you really love God enough to want to be the best He wants you to be, that will be your incentive. If you hunger to please Him, that will drive you. Solomon said in Proverbs 16:26, appetite is an incentive to work. Hunger makes you work all the harder. Who do you hunger to be, and what do you hunger to do today? That is probably who you will be and what you will do. Do it through improvement, inspiration, and incentive.